Hello, hello, hi, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Anika, and this is Branding Basics, a show here on Adobe Live to help empower you create your own brand. If you're a small business owner, or if you're a graphic designer, or a design student just getting started, this stream is for you. And having said that, the stream is a live stream. So there's a live chat both on YouTube and on Behance. If I'm looking over here, that's the YouTube chat. If I'm looking over there, that's the Behance chat. So hello, both chats. How you all doing today? It is a fine Wednesday here in Toronto, Canada, which is where I'm streaming from. Let me know where you're streaming from. I'll turn up some music, some tunes in the background because we love some background music in here, right? I'm gonna say hi to chat really quickly. Hey Rob Prod Games over on YouTube. Hi, thank you so much for joining. We have Penny who set reminders for the stream. Thanks, Penny, for being here. Oliver, Wade, Sam, all the friends. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all being here because today is super special. I love explainer videos. I love marketing and I love like promotional videos for your brand. So if your brand is a product based brand or a service based brand, this is an amazing stream for you because you will learn all the tools that you should have in your toolkit to create a good 15-second short and sweet, something that performs well on social media to promote your brand. So it can be like a voiceover, an unboxing video, an explainer video, anything. But I actually showcase this on my Instagram. So let's dive into it. Let's get into all the replays, what we cover here on Branding Basics really quickly and show you how it's done. All right, without further ado, I also want to call out our subscribe button down below. If you haven't, go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see all the good things. You will find this playlist here on our Adobe Live YouTube where you can go ahead and watch all the replays. So there is the strengthening your brand story, which is where we talked about how you can like come up with stories, do some marketing research. We created a logo in the second episode, created variations, built a cohesive brand in Adobe Express. Then we did packaging design, which was actually my favorite episode until now. We did business collaterals. We did social media curation with Adobe Express and Illustrator. And today is when we're promoting our products using Adobe After Effects, which is a tool most people are scared of. So, well, we're here to help you. All right, let's get started. Let's dive into it. I'm going to hop into my Illustrator really quickly. I have a list of things today to do. This is like my whole list of things to do today. Hopefully we cover all of them, but in case I run out, I can probably show it to you on my Instagram. So without further ado, I actually want to showcase the video that we're talking about, which is right over here. So let me prop that on to show how that looks. I'm gonna change my audio real quick, really second. This second. I meant this second. All right, one sec. Okay, so now you will probably hear, oh, wait, 1 second. Let me fix that. Oh my God, streaming things. Okay, so this video actually has audio and you'll be able to hear it, over here. Hopefully you can. Let me know if you can. Ever wondered how you can travel the world? Well, with Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day. Where snack lovers unite, taste the world with every bite. Here's how it works. Go to snax.com and add a box to your cart, make the payment, and the box is delivered to your mailbox. So hurry up, get your own snack box today at snax.com. Okay, so that is our almost 22-second video, which I created beforehand to showcase what we're going to do today. And you may be thinking that this seems really difficult. I don't know how you created this, and I don't know how you're going to do this in 1 hour. Well, there was some prep involved. For those of you who are not aware of the Snax brand, this is the Snax brand. We help you taste the world with every bite, and these are the colors. Snack lovers unite, all of the fun things. Go back, watch the replays. You'll see everything about our strategy, what the brand is, variations, all of the fun things. But let's actually dive into the first step of what I do when I'm creating a video like this, which is actually super important because I feel like if I don't have like the storyboarding or the concept out, I don't know how to proceed, right? I'm that person that works really organically, and I think about like everything in written form. And instead of writing those steps down, I started by doing this on the iPad and created some sketches, thought about like what's going to come next and what's going to come after. And I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of that. So let me actually pull up my script that I made here, which is right over here. So it says, ever wondered how you can travel the world? With Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day. With this, essentially, I was talking about what the brand is. Just reiterating that with the help of your visual language, your tagline, your logo, your slogans, all of that combined into the first few seconds to grab the audience's attention is important. Where snack lovers unite is also something that we often use in our language and engaging with the audience. So that's super important here. Taste the world with every bite. Here's how it works. So this is essentially the hook, which tells me what this video is all about. How do you order a snack box? Go to snax.com, add a box to your cart. Once the payment is successful, the box is delivered to your mailbox. It doesn't need to be difficult. Okay, I'm going to come back to my screen really quickly and talk about something really important. So, I feel like when I first started making short form videos or any kind of videos explaining something in under a minute, I used to think about how I can bring so much information in that 1 minute. The key to actually making good videos in short form is essentially thinking about one thing that you want to explain and the one element that you will show to your audience that will set you apart, right? So think about that one thing that you want to show in this video. In our case, it is how it works. So telling a how it works video helps you because in those 20 seconds or 30 seconds you can actually fit that information, but also tell people how to use your product. So it's like two birds with one stone. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's go back. I feel like I'm over explaining myself, but here's the script that I was working with. I'm super excited. Can you tell I'm super excited about this? I love making videos. It's just one of the things that I constantly want to improve on. So this is the first character that I got from Adobe stock. If you've wondered how I got these, I actually used these for one of my promo videos in the last few streams, and I got this from Adobe stock. I repurposed that for my video because this is a character that my audience might already be aware of if I'm posting about my brand on social media. I'm gonna turn on the music again just because I am talking. All right. Hope you can still hear the music in the background. All right, it should be good now. Yeah. So, Wade in the chat saying storyboards, and Penny in the chat saying, love it. Jeff and Jack both joining us. Hi, thank you for joining us and being here in the live chat. I love it. Rob in the YouTube, loving the concept. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. So, meanwhile, if you have any questions for me while I'm live today, make sure to ask that. Also, it's been 8 minutes. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so this is going to be my first segment, and the way that I went from this to this, the only difference between the first and the second page here is essentially the hand that is moving. The idea is to add some movement which are not very jarring to the eye, and so that you can actually lay emphasis on the fact that there is some motion happening but also not too jarring. Because it is contracted in such a short time, you have to make sure that it's not jarring to the eye and viewers can actually look at it peacefully and over again. One tip for strategy would be adding like an Easter egg element. I often try to do that with my work, where it's like a loop when I'm making a script or something, where I would say something like, here's how it works, but I would only say how it works and here's how at the end, and then it would be a loop when it comes back again. I hope that makes sense. So over here, it's like a small hand movement, like this hand is like this and it's coming back up to his face, this mime's face, and just like pretending like, hey, I am thinking what's going on here. So this is like the first 2 pages of the illustration, the storyboarding. I'm sorry, I lost chat over here. And then there's like a thought process here that this mime or this character in my brand is thinking, well, how do I travel the world? So thinking about that, which is essentially setting the precedence of what the video is going to be about. That's important. And then we move on to what the brand is. And then we talk about, if I go back to the script here, we talk about you can travel the world all day, every day. So we're talking about Snax. I'm sorry, you didn't mean to see that. This was what you were supposed to see. Wow. Um, with Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day, right? So this is where this screen comes in. Now, confession time. I didn't actually make the script like so beforehand, but I had a rough idea of where I was going. This is just to explain you how my thought process works, because this was all in my head, and I actually came up with this while I was like in bed going to sleep, and I wrote down the idea on like a piece of paper next to my bedside table, and I was like, maybe I should make a video out of this. And it's just so important to like show this process where you think about something and you don't have the script ready, but that's fine because it's in your head. But it's important to make sure that you make notes. So if you're a small business owner and there's like a brilliant idea in your head, don't ignore it. Write it down. You know, it's gonna help you sometime in the future. Just a pro tip, okay? I'm gonna bring this here. All right. Let's see if that had any sensitive information. All right, just had lunges at top on the top. That's just my workout routine. Okay, so this was the next screen which said Snack Lovers Unite, and then we hop on to here's how it works, which shows us the actual e-commerce platform, which is like, hey, make an order. There's a shopping cart. Again, I got this from Adobe Stock. This is, I think, a paid asset, and I changed colors for it to match my branding. I had access to that because I checked the licenses for the Adobe stock asset, and it allowed me to do that. And then we have this and the gift box, which is essentially the snack box, which I changed. It was actually a gift box. And this screen essentially lays emphasis on the fact that this is a service-based company, again, reiterating from the visual language that this is a snack box. Okay, and then it comes into your mailbox. So I copied, pasted the colors from this, made it here. I think this is a little different than what I actually used. And then get a snack box today. And then giving this. I didn't end up using this one, but it's just like how much time you have, right? So this is what the plan is like. This is how you lay out your design. And this is what you think about when you're creating anything like this. Okay, I'm gonna scratch this off my list. All right, so what is the next step? Now you have a storyboard, but how do I even get this in After Effects? So this stream is mainly for more creative professionals who are probably aware of Illustrator and After Effects. If you are a small business owner, it might be a good idea to hire someone to do this for you, because essentially you need to know the fundamentals for this. And if you've never worked in design before, or if you've never used these tools before, it might be difficult for you to get started, because I am not covering the basics today. If you do want to go look at the basics, we have a lot of streams on the YouTube channel where you can actually find the basics. Wade in the chat, who's also modding for us today, did a lot of basic how to use After Effects streams a few months ago, so make sure to check that out as well. Okay, so now that we have our storyboard set up, what I want to do is segregate this into files and change that into scenes. What I mean by that is the first scene that I have, I'm going to center this over here, and I'm gonna open my layers panel and expand it for you. So here's my layers panel. I am gonna make it super big so you can actually see it. Where is it? Panel options, make it large so you can actually see the names, and then I'm gonna expand it. So I actually segregated my file into scenes where all the pages of the storyboard are different scenes now. So the first screen is essentially the mime thinking to itself, how do I travel the world? Then screen 2 over here is all day, everyday snacks. Then screen 3 is taste the world with every bite, snack lovers unite. And then screen 4 is here's how it works. So thinking about that and just laying these out in the form of different Illustrator files, when I was making this video, it was actually very haphazard, but that was just my process because I was doing it myself. But I would recommend doing this. If you're doing this for the first time, I would recommend having multiple files just so that you can import these files into After Effects and use them easily. So let's show you what the files look like for one screen, and everything else is the same. Love it. Wade in the chat says, snack box, is that like a smackage package? Oh, yeah, you know it. Wade knows it. All right, so screen 1 is essentially talking about the background. Then we have body. I went about dividing this illustration. This is a grouped illustration, okay, when I first started. I divided this just so that I know what parts to animate, because I knew in my head that I was going to be using puppet pen tool in After Effects. I knew there was going to be a hinge here. I had to do a little back and forth and come back, because essentially this is not working out for me. If I bring this here, there's like this sharp edge right here which did not work out for me, and I did not even notice that until the end. But I'm going to show that to you and show you how you can learn from my mistakes. So I have this here, right? And once I like, can you see this? Can you see this little area over here where it actually moves? So the hand moves and you can actually see that it's attached there. That's something to avoid, just to make that, it makes that bit of information, makes that little bit of a difference and tips you over the edge. So thinking about that when you're making your layers, honestly, that was kind of intentional, just to showcase, and I'll let it be because I saw it and I was like, oh, let me actually bring that up, because most people sort of ignore that. So here we have this information. I edited the arm, put the line. I did not end up using the line in the end. We have wrist, palm, and all of these are on layers for themselves because I wanted to animate all of these. I'm gonna go in here. Okay. Sorry, just wanted to see. I got a message, so just wanted to see and make sure everything was okay. All right, and then this is the thought bubble. We have another and a speech bubble and the text on another layer. So thinking about how you want to animate is important when you are actually doing something in After Effects and taking files from Illustrator or another tool. So I did so for all the other screens as well. So this is my background layer. This is my shape. This is my text. And then I divided all of these into separate outlined text as well, because I needed these as separate layers in After Effects. Then you enter screen 3, similar thing, everything is on its own layer. Screen 4, I'm not gonna do a deep dive into every single screen because you will see that in After Effects, but it is exactly the same, thinking about what elements go where. If it is a grouped element and you want to divide it into different layers, you can go over here and click on Release to Layers Sequence. So if there is a group, Illustrator will automatically release it to layers so that when you import it to After Effects, it is actually different layers in After Effects. Speaking of, let's dive into After Effects, shall we? Let's go into it. All right, so I set up this file so that we don't waste a lot of time. We're already 17 minutes in, but let's dive into it. I'm going to bring this down a little bit and show you where we're at. So what I did, how to import files, okay? Let's see how we can import files. We talked about Illustrator, we talked about storyboarding, the file setup, and now we're at the animation phase. Let's talk about importing files. This is After Effects. I'm using Adobe After Effects. I'm sure this is the latest version. I'm using the 20, I'm not sure. I think this is the latest version. And then I'm going here, File, Import, and click on File. If you have more than one file, you can click on multiple files, which I'm going to do in this case. And it brings up my Inktober folder, which is not what I wanted. But hey, that's some illustrations I did. And then I'm going to show assets. This is also not what I wanted. I'm going to go here, asset downloads, and go to episode 6 because this is where we are for branding basics. And here are my AI files. So these are all the screens that I just showcased from screen 1 to screen 6, and I select all of these within this dialog box that popped up. The one thing that's really important here, if you want your layers to be editable, is how you import them as in After Effects, right? So if you import it as a footage, it's only going to import it as what it says, a footage. A footage is nothing but a video. So it's going to compress all those layers and bring it to one layer, and it's not editable anymore. So what you want to do is either of these two. Either you want to do composition retain layer sizes or composition itself. This composition will make a composition with all the files since we have all of them selected right now. I'm going to do composition retain layer sizes so that everything remains in their own little place where I placed it in Illustrator. So once I click on open, it's going to populate here like so, like we already have it in my project panel. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can actually see over here. So this is my project panel up here. Here. And this is where you see the screens, and we have all the layers in their particular folder. So if I click on it, we see every single layer for every single file, which is exactly what we wanted. All right, let's dive into it. Now that we know how to import files in After Effects, I'm going to scratch some things off my list. All right, we are at our next step, which is essentially making this move. So let's dive into it. I made a new composition. I went to composition, clicked on new composition. A composition is essentially having a workspace for you, which is fixed when you think of it like a subset of the file, not in literal terms, but metaphorically, thinking about how you can layer your space, your workspace within a project, and which is why it's called composition. So I create a new comp. I set the preset values. In this case, we were making a vertical 9 by 16 video. So I set 1080 by 1920 pixels. I did not log the aspect ratio. It was fine because I'm not changing any values. All of these are manually put. And then the frame rate is 24 is fine. Set duration for 15 seconds. That is fine. I think I want to do it 22 because that's what my final video came out to be. I'm not going to do that. Once I click OK, a new composition is created, which is what I did in this case, promo edit. And all I did was bring all of these into a new composition. Actually, I'm going to show how to do that. So I'm going to say test comp and live. I'm going to set, maybe I say 20 seconds and click on OK. So this new composition was just created for me. And what I can do here is just click and drag all of these scenes, right? So I have all of these scenes now and I can just click and drag this on top. So this is where all my scenes exist. And these are now compositions of themselves because that is how I imported them as, which essentially means that I can double click in here and go ahead and edit this particular composition, which is already pre-composed. All right, I think that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions until now. I know I'm going too fast, but let me know if you have any questions. All right, I'm going to close this just because I don't need that. I'm going to go to promo edit and try to edit this and showcase how that looks. Okay, so this is how that looks. I went ahead and did some edits because I knew we wouldn't have time. So let's dive into it. We have like 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Can you tell I'm nervous and excited? Equal parts nervous and excited. Okay. Screen 1. All right. So this is the same layer breakdown that we saw in Illustrator. What I'm going to do, I'm going to log the background and the body, and we have the arm 1. I'm going to hide the line 1 because we don't need it. And I'm going to change I have the toggle switches here, which only helps me see more controls for my layers in the interface. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on a second. Right. So this is what I was talking about. I was locking some of the layers here because I don't want to change them and I don't want them to move. Similar to how you would in Illustrator, Photoshop, Fresco, anywhere. This is how you would lock your layers. There's this lock icon right here. Let's dive into it. I hid the line layer just because I don't think I need it. And then I'm going to hide everything else because I don't need it for right now. The only thing I need is the puppet pin tool. I have that right here. The puppet pin tool is also a shortcut, Command P. I'm going to add it to the arm and maybe add it here and then add one here. Okay. I am going to add it to the wrist as well, or maybe I can just add a null. We'll see. Okay. We'll see. We'll think about it. Okay. Or I'll just use the position. I don't know yet. Okay, so we have arm right now, and this is what we used. And over here is the puppet pins that we just added. So I'm going to go, how do I add animation to it? Or how do I make it move? Well, you would keyframe it. Keyframing is essentially how you create movement with time. So think of it as a time and space situation where you would add movement based on time. So as time changes, the hand moves. The time is changing, the hand is moving. All right. It's such a funny way to explain it. Okay, I am gonna go in here, and here are my puppet pins in here under deform, and I have this right here. Right now I'm scrolling through the timeline. There's literally no movement, right? And I'm gonna go in here and create a keyframe for my position, which is automatically created when you create a new puppet pin. All right, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna refresh my chat in here 1 second. Join now. All right, so I'm gonna go in here and actually selecting this position and moving this guy up here, right? This is what we wanted. Now you can see as I move it, the bottom puppet pin is actually acting up because it is going off of the arm, and this is not very natural. And I feel like I don't want that. So maybe I will change where the puppet pin exists and I will undo all of that and fix it and make it more intentional. So I'm going to go in here. Yeah, I'm going to go in here and add maybe like something here, actually here, and something here. Okay. And now I can change it. I can come back in here and I can change this position to something like so, and just make sure I can zoom in, Command plus plus on my keyboard, pressing the hand tool and just bringing it up here. So this puppet pin is actually right here and I can change the movement. So with 1 second, now you can see that it's actually changing. We're going to ignore that it doesn't look as right as we wanted for now, for the sake of time, and we have some movement in here. I'm going to open this up really quickly and ease out the keyframes, just because I don't want this movement to be so harsh. So when I say this is too slow, a quick fix would be decreasing the time between the two keyframes, which would essentially mean that you would increase how quickly it goes. So decreasing the time between two keyframes makes it go faster. So essentially, if I click spacebar now, which is also to play, it would essentially go faster than what it was earlier. And what I want to do now is maybe change something like so, and then bring it back to its original position. So I'm going to bring it here and press command, select these two, Command C. Since I'm on a new space in position in time, I'm gonna go in here and paste it and see how that looks. Forget the wrist and the arm now. Okay, that is kind of what I wanted, but we'll see how that looks. Okay, that's adding the basic movement to your arm. If we go back to the video that I created earlier, I'm gonna play it without any audio and show you how that looks. So I'm like, okay, so the first thing that I noticed here is that this was going too fast and then it goes slow and then this comes up, right? So we have this over here. The trick to make it look smoother and more natural is easing in and out the keyframes. What that essentially means is that you need to go change how the keyframes are actually coming in. So just to make the movement more smooth, you would ease them out, as the word means. That's exactly what After Effects does. I love how it works. I'm gonna ease them and see how that feels. It does feel more natural. I don't quite like the fact that this is not how I intended it to be. So I'm gonna go in here and actually come back in here. I did actually just change the opacity of this. Okay, so we have this here. I changed the position and rotation, but a nicer way to do it would be adding, hold on, I'm confusing myself. Okay, right here. A nicer way would be adding a null to this pin and then having that move the hand. But a simple way, if you've never used After Effects before, a simpler way, which would be something that if you don't know what nulls are or what objects do in After Effects, would be changing the position manually and making it move along with the arm, which is what I did initially. Okay, what I'm gonna do here for ease of access would be let this be and show you other elements in this design and show you how this animation worked for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock all the previous layers that we used, and then I'm gonna unlock this. We're gonna bring this over a little bit. This only means that it's only starting or showing up in the timeline once we have 1 second hit or at the 2 second mark, right? I'm gonna bring it at the 2 second mark. The first thing that I want to do is show the smaller element up, and a quick little trick here would be to mess around with the scaling and opacity. So thinking about this guy over here, it's the thought 1 in the layers panel. I know all my layers look the same, but I'm sorry, I cannot change colors and do color coding right now. Kevin in the YouTube chat, hey, thanks for joining and your lovely comment. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right, so this is the thought bubble, and I'm gonna show hide and unhide it, and then we have here, and I'm just gonna add some keyframes for the position and scale and opacity. A shortcut for that would be S on your keyboard will bring up scale, or T on your keyboard will bring up opacity. T, you might be thinking, why? Transparency, opacity, After Effects. Okay, just give it the benefit of the doubt. You love After Effects. Going to position and opacity, I click on this little clock icon, which is the time vary stopwatch. Like it says, toggle ability of property to change over time. And if you option click, you can add expressions to it as well. Maybe we'll dive into it in one of the future streams. But what I'm gonna do now is essentially create another keyframe over here as well. And with this arrow, I can go back to the previous keyframe and change the scaling. So I actually wanted to add a scale keyframe, not a position keyframe. So my bad, I'm going to do that. And then I can remove the position keyframes by selecting it. Go back to the first scale keyframe and make the scaling to be 0. Okay. And then see how that looks. Can I see how that looks? Okay. That looks all right. But maybe we can change the opacity in here as well. So it looks like more of a natural transition. And then I'm going to change the opacity to 0 as well. You can either enter the values or you can scale it left and right. You can hold and drag. So I'm going to hold and drag it. And then we're going to see how that looks again. Okay, it does seem more natural now, right? It does seem more natural to me. And then I'm going to go in here, press function F9. That is for me because I'm working on a Mac. And then you're going to see how that looks. All right, I'm actually not mad about that, to be honest. And we're going to do the same thing to the top just to show how that works. All right, what I'm going to do is essentially copy paste these keyframes, but with an offset. What the offset helps me do is essentially help me create that bit of like jarring, fooling your brain situation where I'm just adding this offset and it's just letting me think that... Wait, what happened? Did I mess it up? Oh no. Did I? Oh, I copied the position as well. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That's why I just like pasted in that position. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that little mess up was actually not, it was actually fooling my brain. So we have here, and this just makes it, the little offset here, this little tiny offset makes my brain go crazy in that short amount of time thinking that, oh, this is something else and what is going on here? Right? And then you can make this speech bubble move in here. The way that I did that in speech bubble was essentially the same movement, but I also added like a bounce. So something about like adding organic elements to your motion or your explainer videos or your promo videos, whatever you want to call it, is essentially thinking about how you would make them look more natural, or how you would like, if you cannot notice something, it's good. If you can tell that there's something wrong, or there's like this type of movement in this kind of video, then you're probably doing something wrong. The idea is to have it be so smooth that it's so good that you cannot say anything bad about it. You know, that's actually good. Okay. Contrary to popular belief. All right, I'm going to go in here to my speech bubble, go to my scale and opacity, maybe position. I'm going to leave the position be for now. And then I'm going to just quickly run through and change the scale as well and go back to my previous very simple, easy animation techniques. I'm going to go in here. I'm not using anything difficult. I'm only just making keyframes as of right now. And I used puppet pen tool to add movement to the hand. All right, I'm going to press command function F9 to ease them. And I'm going to show you how this looks. Right? This is how it looks. Now, it looks very sudden when the whole speech bubble comes up like so. And what I want to do, or what I intend to do, is make it more natural. So what I can do over here is go to my scale button and make it, oh my God, go to my scale button, make it like 90. And then maybe go here and actually copy paste these elements over here and see how that looks. Okay. And then I'm going to go in here and play. That actually looks nice, but I feel like it could be decreased. I always forget this shortcut to actually move keyframes together. And I know Wade knows that. I don't know, Wade, help me out here. I just forget how to like decrease time. Like there's a keyboard shortcut that you can hold, press and hold, that makes the time frame like contract. I just like always forget it. It's just bad memory. Okay, but we go in here and we press spacebar, and that's how it comes up. And I really love that. It looks more natural. It does seem very, very cool here. Okay. And the last thing in this screen that's left once you add these hands as well is essentially making this text appear. So what I'm going to do in here is essentially copy these hands just because I feel like that's like probably a good thing to do, right? It's probably a good thing to do. Okay. Does this actually move? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to copy this from here just because I feel like the hand over there is really not my best friend. Yeah, and then I'm gonna hide this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, and then I can delete all these from in here. Alright, did some cheating and copy pasted the hand situation, but I just changed the position and scaling for that. Select them all, hold down Alt or Option and drag. Oh, are you serious? Is Wade gonna change my life right now? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go in here, select all through, hold Option. Oh my god, Eureka. Is that what they say? No. Okay. How could I not know this? I think I might have experimented with this, but it never worked. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's why you're awesome. Okay, so I have this information in here and I feel like it is a little bit of delay. So I might need to bring these back up. So I'm going to select all these layers and bring it back up a little like so, and then we'll see how that looks. I actually like this. Okay, so I'm going to bring this like so, and we have our first screen animated in 35 minutes. 35 minutes. All right, and then we have the text. I really don't know how I made the text move, so we're gonna go back and reference it. I've forgotten how I just like appeared. Okay, so essentially I'm gonna show you how this was working, just like a breakdown of how this was. So we've done until here, and then this text appears. What's happening here when the text appears is that it's essentially scaling up towards you, and by that I want to say that you want to make keyframes for the scaling. So as the speech bubble appears here, the text also appears. Also, I feel like the text is like a little bit bigger for the speech bubble. So maybe I can make the speech bubble size up a little bit. So maybe I can say 110, and I can go to the next keyframe and change the size again to 110. And I think that kind of works. So maybe I want to copy it here as well, because I think at the end I want it to be 110. And now that we know how to change the timing between keyframes altogether, I'm going to select all my keyframes, hold Option on a Mac and Alt on a Windows device, and I'm going to play it again just to see how that looks. I think it is a little bit quick now, so I am going to go in here and maybe make it slightly like so. So there's a lot of walkthrough and like hit and trial just to like get the timing right. It does seem like very jarring right now because it's like super big. So I'm gonna make 100, make this scaling size 100 just because I changed that. Oh no, I had everything selected. I'm gonna make this 100 and then hit enter, and I'm gonna go to my next keyframe. It's 110, and the next keyframe is 100 again. Just because I made the sizing bigger for the maximum size, it just made it a little jarring. So I'm gonna go here. Okay, yeah, I think that's subtle. And then as soon as this appears, so maybe on the second keyframe here, I'm gonna make the text appear. So I'm gonna drag the text out here, and then Wade says such a time saver for sure. Yeah, you told us how to do it. Thanks, Wade. Penny says text grows, so we use the scale. Yeah, absolutely. Yay, Penny got it. I love it. Penny, I can't wait to see what you create with this. I would love to see like one of your gym videos with like some animated intro to it. I would love that. Yeah, you can personal message me. It's like opening doors for Penny to share her work. Which reminds me, there's an Instagram at Adobe Live or at ANIKAAGG where you can tag us and we can share your work and give you feedback if you want it. All right, that was my plug. Okay. I actually want to bring it a little bit further up. I'm going to go in here and make the scale 0, and then I'm going to see how that looks. I'm going to hit spacebar again to play. A little bit slow. The timing is a little bit slow. I'm gonna make it faster. So I'm gonna go in here, play. Still a little bit slow, so I'm gonna make it faster again. What a good idea. I love it. Penny loves the idea. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Command F9. And because it is your brand, right? I know Penny loves to work out. That's your brand. And I would love to see what you come up with to celebrate you as a person, your personal brand. I think it is still a little bit quicker, but maybe what I can do to counteract that is essentially change the opacity as well. So what I'm gonna do here is add an opacity keyframe so that I can go back, change the opacity to 0%, and then I'm gonna easy ease these as well. So I'm gonna go in here and easy ease, keeping track of time. And here we have it. We have scene 1 ready to go, right? You have scene 1 ready to go. Okay, now comes scene 2. So let's go back to our main composition and see how that looks. Too quick, so I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna see how that looks. Goes on until, how do I travel the world? Until 3 seconds, right? And then this scene comes up. So I'm gonna close this composition in here, and maybe these as well. This is just like so many scenes. And then I'm gonna go to screen 2, and screen 2 is essentially just this. Now this brings up to a great segue into what nulls are. Joshua joining us in the Behance chat. Hey Joshua, thank you for joining. We're making promo videos. If you are just joining us, we're at the 40-minute mark in our episode 6 of Branding Basics, hosted by me, your host Anika Aggarwal, and I host this series. It's been a lovely series, hosting and helping you create your own brand using Adobe Creative Suite applications. So make sure to watch the replays if you haven't. But we're creating a promo video, which is super exciting. So let's actually bring this up here. What I want to do is create a transition so that this props down. This background props down, but I also want this text to prop down along with that. The simple and the easiest way to do that is create a null object, which will be like something that you can point to, right? You can pick whip it to the text. So I'm gonna go to layer, not having anything selected, go to layer, new, create a null object. Here's the null. I'm gonna bring it up here at the bottom, and then I'm gonna go in here, go to my, actually gonna bring it up top over this icon. I zoom out, gonna go in here and go to position, right? I don't even know where this null is. Where is the null? Can't even see it. Where are your null object? Did I mess it up? Position? Why can't I see it? Null, where are you? Okay, I am gonna undo that. Okay, we have the position, okay? And then I'm gonna make like a 1 second position where I make another keyframe. I'm gonna go back in here and just like move it up. Okay, this is not the null. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to find the null and I cannot find it. Where is it? Where is the null? Wow, can someone see it? Can you spot it? It says it's at the 54960, which should be like in the center, but I really cannot see it. What? Where is it? Where's the null? This is so confusing to me. I cannot find the red dots. What? That is insane. Hold on. What? How do you not see the null? That is so insane. It typically appears like this, and you can actually see the null on the screen, which is just the object that you created. I'm gonna try to find out why I cannot see the null here. That is so insane. This has never happened to me before. Everything. Wow, we're live. I love it. I love it. This is amazing. I wanted this in my life. Did I just break everything? Did I break oh my god, I broke everything. Welcome to live streaming where I break everything. Now, I cannot see the null, but essentially what I want to do, I want to go in here. I'm going to do this again, okay? Amy Hood in the chat. Hey, Amy, thank you for joining. We're creating promo videos for a brand that I'm working on, which is called Snax. And I'm over here struggling making null objects, which I really cannot spot. Where is the null? Oh my god. Where is the null? Okay, wait. This is my real workflow where I'm trying to find out where the null is. The null has disappeared for me. So I'm trying to find out where. This has literally never happened to me. Can our mod help me? Anyway, okay, moving on. Anyway, typically this is how the null looks like, right? This is this little tiny object over here, which is essentially an object that you can pick whip to your layers. So I have this null created, and I'm going to go to my transform and show you what I did. So I created a keyframe to change the position and rotation of the null, and I have this right here, and I can change that irrespective. Do you see how this changes the position of, I'm gonna make it, size it up to the screen so you can see it as well. And you have this right here, which is essentially the object that is coming onto the screen from top, which is moving along with the null. So you have the null right here, and I have these assets, and over here is where you can link it to the null. So you have one layer called promo screen assets, and this is the layer that I have with the text and the little slogan that we have here. So I can just click this button and click on this, and that's how you pick whip it. See how it says none over here? If I wanted to pick whip it to the null as well, I can just click and drag, and it says 6 null 1. 6 is the layer number, null 1 is my null object's name. Okay. Wade in the chat, troubleshooting. Try turning on the mask and path visibility under the comp preview. Oh, wait, was that turned off? Oh my god, it didn't even mask and path visibility. Where is it? Wait, this is not it. I am losing it. That is... Nope. Like... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just losing it over here. Just like slightly losing it. That's how it be. A life of a designer, live streaming in front of an audience. Anyway, okay. So the idea is essentially using this null and then bringing these elements again. So where this comes into picture is essentially having these elements in here where I am trying to find it and I cannot find it. I'm looking at chat. It's fine, doing great. Up just a bit further. Where is it? Sorry, I don't know how this... I don't know these shortcuts. I probably pressed something wrong. I need to make a video about this. Age is trying to show out. Yeah, that's always what happens, right? Okay, so in this case, what I'm trying to do is essentially I'm going to go back in here, and when I bring these elements into the screen, what I want to do is bring these elements one by one. So forget the null. I'm going to delete this null. I don't want the null, okay? I want the S, N, A, and X in here. I can go back in here, go to my keyframe and add some keyframing to the scale, which is essentially what's happening in here. So if I press the spacebar, I see that it's actually making the scale bigger as it comes to the screen. Again, going back to the basics, branding basics, we're trying to showcase the same functionality but in different ways to fool the human brain into thinking that it's something different, but it's actually not. The only difference here is the transition that was bringing down the screen into here, and then we brought some elements in here. So the null was doing this movement, which is essentially rotation and position, and then we just changed the scale. All right, moving on to screen 3 over here. Let's see what the screen 3 is. Okay, I think this is a really fun one. The breakdown over here is that essentially... that is so funny because I do not see that. Wait, I don't see that. Okay. Oh, I see that. Okay. Wait. Okay. I think wait, help me fix it. Okay. So you go to layer, click on null, and that helps you create a null, which I should be able to see now. What is wrong with my After Effects? Where is the null? Where's the null? Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. I am totally... Yeah, okay. Here we go. Okay, this is the null. Okay. I accidentally toggled the mask and shape path visibility off, and I totally forgot how to do it. But wait, kindly help me out on my secret messaging system, as Val told me. And we have this right here, which is essentially showing how to open the mask. Now we have this null. I'm going to use this in another screen just so that I can showcase this really well. So I have screen 3, and I'm going to create a new null here. Go to layer, new null object, And we have the same thing here. Maybe it was just turned off in this project. I did something wrong. All right, so this is the null. And what I can do here is go to transform, go to position, set a keyframe here, go to 1 second, set another keyframe, go back to the first keyframe, and then maybe I just want to bring it from the right. And what I can do now is essentially pick whip or parent or child this to another existing layer. And in this case, I want to do it to the background. So I can go in here and add it to the background. So as the null moves, the background will move. I'm going to do this. Is the background moving? What's happening? Oh, I'm sorry. Did the opposite way. I'm so flustered. But here we go. That's the background moving. Of course, this was not in the right space because we wanted it to come in. So we have this right here like so. Okay, but you get the idea. The null makes everything move accordingly in the screen. All right, I hope this helps. I am going to add some transitions to it. I know this is not exactly what I planned, but this is essentially how you should work. And this is just to get you started and kickstart into your process. I'm not going to show you one-to-one how to do every technique, but the idea of it all with any of my streams is to showcase functionality of the tool and how it can kickstart you in your process. What I want to do is maybe use like an animation preset. So I'll show you some animation presets that are pre-existing in After Effects that can kick you off. So I just clicked on slide and I have this text on top. And there are some really cool options in here and I really like the transitions here. So I'm going to click and hold and drag to the element that I have, and the effect controls actually showcases all these properties in the effect controls panel. So I'm going to just hit enter, like the spacebar key, and it's going to show me. I'm going to actually delete the null because I don't want that right now. I'm going to go in here and press spacebar and select full to see the full scene. And here we have it, right? Just a simple transition, which was a preset. I did not have to go in there, do this manually. You would not believe it, but the first time I actually started using After Effects, I made rainfall from scratch without realizing that there was this effect in here called CC rainfall that you can add to your compositions. So yeah, don't sleep on the pick whip, parenting in AE, or just using like keyboard shortcuts or just like presets or text presets. Speaking of, let's go back to another screen and show you how text presets work. So we have, here's how it works. And I animated this beforehand because I knew there wouldn't be enough time. But the way that I animated was that I went in here and I added some text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste this text just to show you how that looks. We have, here's how. We can rename this. We can actually bring this up top and say hello, because I want to show you how the text presets work. To close this off, because we are short on time, we have this in here, and then we have the text transform. What I want to do is I want to delete the animator so that we have everything else. Now you can go to After Effects and the Effects and Presets panel. If you cannot see this, go to Window and Effects and Presets, or Command 5 if you're working on a Mac, and I believe it's Control 5 if you're working on a Windows device. You go in here and there's this handy dandy little animation presets option, and there's a text folder in here. Now, these are all the presets that are available within After Effects that you can use on text that is native in After Effects, right? By native, I mean that is editable, not just vector shapes brought in from Illustrator. When you did bring in text from Illustrator, which I did in my case when I imported the files, it was not editable text. So make sure to do that. I created these from scratch using the text tool. Okay, and then we have animate in right here, and I can use any of these. Maybe use fade upwards. Okay, I don't know what this is gonna do, but that's how actually not bad. I really like fade upwards. I'm gonna press Command Z just to showcase some of the other ones here. Drop in by character if you like something like this, but this is too jarring for the time limit that we have. So that's some of the presets that we have in here as well. And then comes the screen. Maybe I'll talk about this on another video, but that is all the time we have today. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what we did. I also wanted to talk about Adobe Podcast Beta before we close out. If you are recording some audio for your voiceover, maybe you hired someone to create the video for you, but you want to do the voiceover in your voice, right? Go to podcast.adobe.com and request beta access. I think it is a great tool to enhance speech, and you can also record in here for free. So go to enhance speech and put in an audio that you recorded maybe outside from your phone, not with an external mic. Drop it in here and it's going to do the magic. I think I can actually show you how that works. So I'm going to go in here and pause my music for just 1 second. We have a few minutes in here. So I think we have like 1 minute. So I'm going to open my voiceover raw. I think this is it. Ever wondered how you can travel the world? Well, with Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day. With what I did was the MP4 was dragged and dropped into Adobe Podcast Beta, and it is enhancing speech. While we do that, I'm going to show you the enhanced version and how that sounds like. Ever wondered how you can travel the world? Well, with Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day. Where snack lovers unite, taste the world with every. That is literally what happened. I can play it from in here as well. Ever wondered how you can travel the world? Well, with Snax, you can travel the world all day, every day. Where snack lovers unite, taste the world with every bite. So, as simple as that, I really did not need to do anything else. And the only thing that I did over here was the fact that I went to podcast.adobe.com. It is in public beta right now, so you can grab access to it, remove all the noise from your voice recordings, do the speech enhancements. And at the end of it, once you use the techniques that I've showcased today, or wondered how you can had the time to showcase, you can essentially go in here, look at this, pause it, play it at a lower speed. So videos that inspire you, look at them over and over again to see how they're working and how the dynamics are, right? So we have this video, there's like a circle vibe happening, the mailbox opens, and there's like a null again. So the techniques are really common. I'm using the null in every single situation, but thinking about how you can implement that in your streams is highly important. But with that said, thank you so much for being here with me today. It was a pleasure having you all in chat, both on Behance and YouTube. A lot of friends joined me today, so I am thankful for you all to join me. I do want to say stick around for Office Hours up next here on Adobe Live with Andrew and Nick, one of my favorite shows, Anchor Points, Office Hours. Love you guys. But stick around for this. Come back for the next episode, which is going to be the last episode for Branding Basics next Wednesday. But I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.